In this video, I'm going to talk about and show a little bit about how artists use value in their artwork. When artists talk about value, they're not talking about how much they hope to get for a painting or a drawing. They're talking about the darks and lights, the blacks, whites, the grays, the difference and the variations in a piece of art that they are working on. The most basic way that artists use value is in just black and white. So you've seen that in illustrations, one-color illustrations or logos. All use just a basic flat shapes, black solid shapes of black or lines to create an image. They use the shapes and the lines to help create depth. In this demo, I'm showing you how just simple lines. So I'm just using a black marker and drawing the dog, but using the black and the white, the solids, to create some depth, showing having the darker trees in the back overlap the lighter tail and the ears to help you believe that the ear is in front of the trees. So values can help arrange things like that. So I'm trying to use that simply in the illustration to get my idea across. The next big way that values are used is with probably most people think of as shading. So with grays, from black to white and all the different grays in between, and usually done with pencil, sometimes painted with grays, but we most commonly think of using pencil or charcoal drawings that are grayscale that use all the different variations in that. So this is kind of the next step. So it's taking it to the next level, adding more, using the grays to help create some depth and shape and everything in a drawing. Here the dog I'm doing in pencil. Again, thinking about the different levels of grays and the blacks and where the darkest is, and making that the darkest. But I have because it's a pencil and I can shade, I can use different gray levels to help organize and make the dog feel like it's dimensional. So as I was drawing the legs, the ones in the back were darker, and that helps it feel like they're going back in space. Artists use values to help create depth in their work. And here you can see this strange shape is either an odd Mickey Mouse or maybe some three balls overlapping. But when I add some simple values in there, now you can get, it clearly is that there's three balls, and you can tell which one's in front and which one's furthest in back. And then from there, adding more variations in the values really helps you feel the shape of the balls besides where they are in space. Typically, darker objects recede or go back, and lighter objects come forward. When you're outside, sometimes that's the opposite. The lighter values are in the back, and the darker values are in the front, creating a sense of depth. When we think of values, we don't think of colors, but colors each have their own level of value. Each of these colors has their own value range, and you can see that as they get turned into the grays. And each color can have its own value range, as you can see with red here, going from the red to all the way fading out to light, which are called tints, or going all the way darker to the dark side, which are called shades. Here you can see different illustrations done in different colors using just the tints and the shades of that color. In this demo, you can see I'm using the colors and I'm thinking about their values. So what's darker and lighter, and so to help the dog feel white, I used a little bit darker green in the background and a little bit lighter green in the foreground. That makes the foreground feel like it comes far closer. And you'll see as I'm putting in the main colors and main values of those colors. And as I paint, I will start adding variations to help with that depth again by adding the shadow under. But now, as you can see, I'm kind of adding different variations and different values of the shadows, and that helps add some depth and dimension to the dog. and then I just kind of keep refining and thinking about adding darker darks and maybe the shadowed side, and some lighter highlights in the light side. In this little illustration, of this ladybug, you can see the importance of values with colors. The first one, the values are not correct, and the ladybugs just seems kind of off. The depth doesn't seem right, and then this, as it blends into the next one, you can see how once the values are organized right, the illustration seems to pop, and the ladybug feels right.